Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, I've been listening throughout the day, and I have to commend all the speakers and how you well organized. This is definitely the quality of a TEDx talk. And I commend all of you for such hard work. And it's obvious that you've done a lot to make this happen. And it's pulled off really well. And I want to say I'm honored. I'm actually honored. I'm normally speak all over the world to people in different formats. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about my life and how it's been limitless. And what do I think is limitless? What is your definition of limitless? I've heard of fear, that, you know, of being afraid and being fear, or having little, you know, or no fear. You know, I've dove with sharks. I've done all kind of, I've jumped out of airplanes, so I don't have those fears. And I put in the chat, no fear. What about no fear? Because, you know, sometimes you live life without any fear. But I'm going to tell you why I live that way now. Before, I didn't live that way. And I want to say, as one of the oldest people in the group here, I believe, going to set my age here, but I do have 8 children, 4 girls, 4 boys, and I've been through a lot of my life. And I want to explain to you that just because you go through diversity in your life doesn't mean that you have to give up. It doesn't mean that you cannot reach out and have help and get help from your peers or your family and have that support, because you need that and you need to do that. So what happened to me, I started out really young with adversity. I was adopted from an orphanage, and from there I went into a adopted family. Took me to the US. I was adopted out of Germany and taken to the United States. And when I got to the United States, my adopted parents were divorced, and I went into 11 different foster homes. And finally finding my parents that actually adopted me, I finally got back to my mother there, and was raised predominantly in the United States. And at 14, I had my own business. And I sold that business when I graduated high school and going into college at 17. It was a t-shirts business. And then I went into being an entrepreneur. But I also, when I graduated high school, I had a full ride scholarship, went to Texas A&M, graduated with a master's degree in exercise physiology and kinesiology. And at the time, I was still an entrepreneur. I had my own businesses. And going through the adversities that I'd had to from winning and doing really well, and then losing everything and starting all over again when I got into college, going from a hero to a zero, as they say, I experienced quite a bit. And by the time I was 28, when I got out of school at 24, at 28, 24, I sold a major company that I had, a clothing company. It was for a multi-million-dollar deal. And I teach about the 4 laws and principles of success. And one of these things is what I'm talking about now. Is by the time I was 28, I was broke. And so those 4 years went by, and I spent all this money, and I didn't know how to keep it. I didn't know what I was doing. And it was something that I didn't learn in school. And it's something that I think that needs to be taught to all of our young people today, is how to be successful in life, how to make money, how to keep money, and then how to make that money make more money. And instead of being enslaved by a job or you know, and if you have a career and you have a job, always find something that you love to do. You know, if you set your mind to it, you can do it, and you can be limitless. You know, the only limit that you really have is right here. This is your limit right here. So I'm going to talk to you about what I did. So then my life went on, and I'm going to tell you all the stories that I got, because I have a whole lot of them. But my life went on, and in 2009, I was going through some issues in my life. And in 2010, I had acquired 10 fitness centers, 3 casinos, 2 restaurants, a bar, coffee shop, telecommunications, and an IT company. And so I had more than 3,000 employees working with me, and it was a beautiful life. And I was going through selling some of my fitness centers, and I was introduced into the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin world at that time. And then in 2011, on December 31st, the last day of the year, I was on a motorcycle, my Harley Davidson. I was riding home from my work, and an 80-year-old man on a cell phone, don't text and drive, on a cell phone ran me over. Now, the results of that accident is that I lost my left leg. I have a rod, 18 screws, and 2 plates in what's left of my left leg. I have a complete right knee replacement, a plate in my head. I died twice, and I spent 91 days in a hospital. When I woke up, 6 doctors said I would never speak a sentence without stuttering, and I would never walk again. I've had 47 surgeries and procedures on my neck and spine. And in 2014, I was on 21 different prescription types of medication. And I weighed about 310 pounds. I've lost all that. I've recovered. I looked at myself in the mirror on July 14th of 2014 and said, this is it. And I made a decision. And I always explain that, Albert Einstein, I think, said it the best. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing every single day, expecting a different result. And we all do it. I think we're all been guilty of it, haven't we? I mean, people, even yourselves, maybe. I know that I've been guilty. I'm going to start the gym. I'm going to go get in shape, but I never do the one thing that it takes to become limitless. There's one thing that you have to do to make your life limitless. It's not just having a dream. Yes, you got to have a dream. You got to make things happen. Whatever your life is, you can make whatever you want it to be. You can make it into that. And I'm sure of that. But what is the one thing that you have to do to take advantage of? You have to take action. If you don't take action in your life to make things differently, then you'll never be able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So taking action, if you want extreme change in your life, you have to take extreme action. Do you think anybody's going to do it for you? Do you really think that someone's going to come in and do it for you? I think in life, and especially in today's world, we pass a lot of blame. And I meet a lot of entrepreneurs like myself, and what do? They pass the skill to someone else, and they say, oh, I did that. I got that accomplished. And they really didn't. All they did was pass it to someone that could accomplish the task. So taking action and accomplishing those tasks on your own is what it's really about, and become limitless in your life. Achieve the things. If I got one leg. I still scuba dive. I still jump out of airplanes. I still swim. I jump off the back of the boat and go swimming, and I go fishing, and I do everything that most people do with 2 legs. I just don't do it as well. But I still let that stop me. Just because you don't think you meet up to the other person, or you're not going to be able to keep up with that one, that's not what it's about, because it's not about the competition. It's about you actually achieving it and doing it. And I know that all of you, and I've seen speak today, and everybody, you all have that. I commend you so much on what you've done and how you've put this together. One of my daughters suffered through anorexia. I've been through that. That touched my heart so much. And I actually called my daughter and talked to her, and I said, hey, you really should have seen this young lady share her story, because that's brave. That takes a lot of courage to share your story on something like that. That she can't hold I can't hold a candle to what she's done. Yeah, I could have said, hey, you know what? I quit. I don't want to. I'm in a wheelchair now. I had to go through a 1.5 years of speech therapy so I can speak properly. And then I went through a year riding around in a wheelchair, believing those doctors tell me that I was never going to walk again. But I took action, and I said, you know what, make me a leg. And now I'm walking, and obviously I'm talking. And today I take 0 prescription medication, 0. I believe in nutraceuticals, not pharmaceuticals. And so I always try to encourage, and especially young people today, is to do what you love to do. And everyone, I mean, it's not just, you don't have to be young. You can be, old as me, as old as dirt, and still do something new and pick up something new. Heck, I'm trying to learn Spanish. I was listening to a couple of the speakers, and I'm like, gosh, I wish I could understand what they say, But it's been a really a great inspirational day for also for me. And I know that it has to be for all of you that's been on here, and all the time that you've taken and shared your stories. And Mateo, your songs are awesome. I also have another daughter that's into music and writes and does fun stuff like that. And I'm very thrilled to be with all of you. And I hope that I can encourage you to take action in your life to make things change, because don't just sit around and want things to change, because they're not going to. The only way it's going to change is if you take action. And I know you can. I did it. If I can do it, anybody can do it, right? So thanks again for the time. I'm going to cut it a little bit short because you guys have been here on all day, and I know that we ran a little over. So again, thanks. You can follow me, Joff Paradise, on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on 133 different social media sites. If you want to learn more about, what success is, what are the 4 laws and pillars of success and how it works. And I love cryptocurrency. I'm an IT guy, so I very much enjoy the future. And I know that I'm looking at the future when I see all of you and what you're into and all the things that you're doing. So I encourage you to keep it up, keep up the amazing work. You inspired me today, and I love to be inspired. So thank you. And also, don't forget, education can make you smart, but self-education will make you rich. So get your education, it'll make you smart, but don't stop there. Keep reading, read books, exercise, do the things that it takes. Look at other successful people and watch what they do and see and pattern yourself. Reading is a big thing. Warren Buffett, some of the most successful people in the world read books. So self-education will make you rich. Thank you guys again. I appreciate the time. Blessings, many blessings to all of you. Thank you.